Hi guys, it's me, Jocelyn Machine again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to my birthday month, June in 2025, I have a bit of a confession to make. I started life as a boy who dreamt of fire, destruction, and twisted metal. Ha 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 ha! But unfortunately, I couldn't cash in on my dreams of mass destruction. So instead, I played the game Mario Kart 64. And no, I did not start this wonderful, brilliant franchise out on the original game for the Super Nintendo system. Now, in fact, I started out with the N64 version of it. And you see, here's the controller I have to prove that. Now I should tell you that with this wonderful controller, I didn't have as good luck as I should have. Obviously, because it looks like the tip of Aquaman's trident, which is very kind of annoying and hard to play with. I might get into that in a separate video together, but I remember that I played with a dual joystick type of system, and it was kind of like one of those weird hybrid controllers, and it was like a third party thing. I believe it was made by Madcast or something about it like that. So it was very weird. I don't think I remember playing with a steering wheel, but it was still fun nonetheless. And it was still pretty good experience. I remember that there was a turbo button on there that paused and unpaused the game, but I didn't use it very much for Mario Kart 64. I used it for Smash Brothers instead. But anyway, I will be playing that for the channel eventually if I find that controller again, because you know I can't play very well with this monstrosity. So anyway, my memories of Mario Kart 64 were very fond. I even remember I played with my father a few times, and I played with my best friend Josh. And to the point that this franchise is so well ingrained that even someone like my father that doesn't really know too much about video games knows Mario Kart. In fact, when I played CTR, not just one year, he was like, this isn't Mario Kart, is it? So he knows it. Now, I don't own every single Mario Kart in the franchise, but I do have enough to know, each of the characters and such involved with it. Plus, I can always look on YouTube for my inspiration. But Mario Kart 64 was my first, damn it. Anyway, being that the game was the first game in the franchise, I thought it was the first ever where I was able to control certain characters. And I know that that's put in quotation because you don't really control them, you control the kart racing aspect of it. And the people involved are just two-dimensional sprites that they made into a quasi 3D model of the characters. Like you see the backside of Peach, and you see the no pun in that one. You can't get anything bad from that context whatsoever, folks. But anyway, let's take a bit example of Bowser. You used to be a back picture of Bowser and with the horns and everything, and then you have like then a quick change to the frame of him when he's turning, when he's on the side, and then when you see his front. But you don't actually see a 3D model of him turning around and stuff. So that's also quite fascinating. Same with the carts. Now there are 8 characters in this game altogether, and they are from lightweight class to heavyweight class, which is, there are minor differences, but for my intents and purposes, there wasn't that big of a difference in the handling and performance of the characters. You know, I'm sure that some people might be able to nitpick them and stuff, and we're only like maybe a few minor things. But anyway, the main roster, the only roster that they have played on: Toad, Yoshi, Peach, which all 3 of those characters were the first time I experienced them at all. Because I never played Super Mario World, unfortunately, I know. But it was Super Time, Genesis time, if you will, Sega Genesis time. Because Sega does what Nintendo. So anyway, there was the 3 class people, and then there was the Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi, which I would like Luigi more because I like green. So then you have the heavyweight people, which is Wario, my first experience with him too, and there was Bowser, of course, that's the main bad guy for all the games, but well, most of the games up to that point. And then we had DK, Donkey Kong, which, I'm sorry, but I have no idea why he made those weird animalistic noises. I mean, so he's an ape, but still, those aren't ape noises he makes. Those are more like a donkey. Probably where they got the idea from. The name of the character probably influenced the sound effects he makes. And I know it's a random choice, but they try to do their best to make him sound out more dignified and noble when he makes the noise. But Charles Martinet provided a voice for 3 characters in the thing, in the game: Mario, Luigi, and Wario. Which I would like Wario too, just because he was a more exaggerated version of Mario. Yeah, Wario. So anyway, I like that. I like that he pulled the triple duty for that, because they were related. Of course, you have brothers, Mario, and Luigi, Mario, and then you had Wario, which I think is a cousin of Mario, I believe. Sorry, Luigi, but you're going to wait your turn till another game comes out much later on down the road, Mario Kart Double Dash, which I did not play, unfortunately. But anyway, despite having a GameCube. So anyway, my favorite of the bunch to play as and to fight against was Toad. And here's why. Because, number one, you never played as Toad until the recent Toad Treasure Tracker. And no, I'm not kind of like Mario Party or like Mario RPG or anything like that. Both of which I have not played. But, for anyone that watched the cartoon, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, you know how ball-bustingly annoying Toad is. Especially with its droidy accent, which was really annoying. So, to see him actually experience pain in the game was such a joy. Especially when he goes, ow! That was just funny. And then the woo 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 when he spun around and stuff. That was just pure joy. It brings and a pleasure to hear that scream. Same with Bowser and Yoshi too. And also you can put Luigi on that too, on that. And I love whenever they would say, like, for Princess Peach, they would say, Peaches got it, whenever she would come in first place. What? No, not yet. Not yet, dog. Yeah, so anyway, I love the hell of this game. I especially love it when Peach runs over a booster pad and she was like, here we go, and that kind of thing, like that, like she was nervous and stuff. And I forever love it whenever Bowser come in like last place or fifth to last place or something, fifth to eighth place. He would always do like oh no, and then he would cover his face and hide his face in shame. That was real funny. Because even though that guy, Wario, DK up to that point, and Bowser, it was like the noble activity of kart racing was actually pretty good. Same with the golf tournaments and same with every other sports game that they had there. Kart racing is more or less like a more family-friendly version of say real racing and all that other stuff. Like kind of like the equivalent of main golf versus actual real golf. So anyway, that was real cool. And I gotta give props to the Royal Raceway, Princess Peach's domain, in which they have the Marine Castle from the N64 game and all the other games on top of that. But I love whenever they have like the first to third place tournament trophy arrival there, and we get the trophy, and the person that's in fourth place is actually always sent off with a rolling bomb, and they show him being blown to pieces. That's a good incentive, right? You get first, second, or third place, or you die. So anyway, that's so cool. But I noticed that in the animation, that when you get the first, second, or third place, you see the guy just seem put, driving off in the distance, get killed by a bomb or something like that. They always show them just staying put. I guess the audience couldn't stand seeing people getting run over and blown up by a bomb. It's too depressing. But also on that, you can drive up to it in the race course itself. It's not blocked off. I think that in future releases of that Royal Race revamp, I think that they must cut off it. I don't know why they do that, but they do it. Maybe too much processing power or something like that, or too much of a distraction or whatever. But it's annoying. Also, I noticed that whenever they have the trophy presentation, they have the big Big Bertha, you know, blow out of his mouth at the trophy. And it's kind of gross when you think about it. You know, here's your trophy. You gotta wipe off the saliva of a big giant fish without the glasses. So anyway, I love that. I love the fact that each course has like its own personality, and it's often named after each character, like Luigi Raceway, Mario Circuit, which will be repeated several times over, Peach's Castle, Bowser's Castle, what a raceway for Peach, sorry, Toad's Turnpike, where you have very suspicious looking cars there. If you go in the reverse course, they look like angry faces on the cars. Much before the movie Cars ain't that popular, but not before the Sudi the Blue Coupe came out. That was like in '57, and this game came out in the '90s. Well, I say '95, but I'm not willing to pick that on that one. But they have that. I also love the fact that every time you hit a big jump, you hear a big whomp. And, you know, a big whomp as if your fat ass with the cart makes you bounce so hard and stuff. Which, by the way, I have no idea how if you can control whether someone bounces up like once or twice or just stays put on the ground because you got a big ass. So anyway, there's that. I love the use of the thwomps in the game because before the N64 during the N64 version, you had the blue thwomps like in 64 version. But then when they changed it up to the next when they revamped the game, they redesigned all the thwomps to look like that more stony kind of parts, like in the game and such. Which is like kind of weird, you know. Why would you make them blue in the first place? You know, for Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64 and stuff like that. And then why would they make them the same as the other one? Why would they go back to the original design of the stony gray version? Probably more menacing. Anyway, I also like Melvin, the one thwomp that's green, as it's not easy to be green. I guess it's supposed to be like a Frankenstein type mutation of the already threatening blue thwomp. Anyway, there's also the Teen Chubs. I think that was in 64. I could be wrong on that, but there were definitely piranha plants in the background of I think Mario Circuit. The Connemara Desert with that little Christmas train there that goes around the track into the tunnel and stuff. And yes, I did use the tunnel for a shortcut at one point around there. Even though it really wasn't, let's see here. I love Water Stadium, which, yeah, they did copy over for Tiny Tiger's Arena for Mario CGR and CGR Nitro Fuel. And let's see here. The will also, it did show such very more, heal nature of himself, which is like really funny. But I was never able to take advantage of this mechanic because of reasons, and I never figured that out. Even in huge games like CTR, Sonic Racing, and all that stuff, I was never able to get the drifting mechanic right. And also, we're never able to fully get together with the whole recovering from spinning out and stuff. It took me a while to figure out that, if you mash the A button first, when you get going, you'll do a spin out and you do that whoa thing. And you'll spin out, of course. Or more importantly, go to side to side wheels. Anyway, whenever they can recover from that, they usually do like a musical note and they do the phrase. Which, by the way, I love it whenever they would hit somebody with a shell and then they would say, Peaches got it, or say a catchphrase or something. Mario, yeah, ha ha ha. Thing. That was real cool, especially that when you didn't actually see the person getting hit. That was real cool. They took that as CGI for some reason, and they didn't put that in there in the second version, the nitro fuel. They had it in the first one, damn it, and I want it back. Anyway, let's see what else there. I love Yoshi Valley with the mystery of who's in first, who's on first, I should say. And I like the DK Jungle. And I like the Banshee Boardwalk, where I never actually knew what Boo was, because again, I never played Super Mario World, and just saw him in the game Super Mario 64. I think I got to that level after I got Mario Kart. So they was that too. So that was actually my first canonical experience with Boos. Even though you didn't really interact with them, and that I kind of laughed at it. Tackle. Anyway, let's see what else was there. I like when Mario gets hit too, and he says, "Wow!" That was really cool. I'll see what was there. Yeah, Rainbow Ride. We all know and love Rainbow Ride, and I love the whole chainsaw thing. We then go through the rainbow and against the grain of the current. That was pretty cool. And it was funny when they went woof woof, out. And that was the Queen Ransom, my mistake. Kind of creepy too. And yes, I did do that thing where you go into the shortcut, the medicine shortcut at the end. In the beginning of the game. In the beginning of the race with the giant man. And let's see here, well, there, it was also the longest rainbow right there. But I also like the fact that they have, the different constellation neon signs in it with the different, characters in there. It shows them a nobility among even the bad guys, that even the bad guys would be included in that, an all-encompassing thing. So that would be cool. I like the rainbow for Bowser's design in there too. But they couldn't help but have Mario be the first one there with his salad-like mustache and design in the cloud, in the rainbow, neon sign. And speaking of which, in Mario Circuit, there was quite a few billboards in there for fictional brands. One of them being Marlboro, which is an M, but it was a secret brand. So you don't want to have a secret brand being inside of a thing for children, inside of game man for children. Look at what happened to the Flintstones with their cigarette commercial. And let's see here. Wasn't able to do the musical note recovery thing except by accident. So, even if that were to happen like that, it'd be a pure accident. So I wouldn't be able to replicate that on demand. Some of the other people can do. Let me see here. I like knock people out with shells, rotating around you and stuff. And that's a good way to get like two items at once, to have those shells and then something else in the random spinning thing, the random weapon generator. I like the blue shells too, in that. But the only thing is they only go for the number one placer. They don't go into, they don't take out multiple people, but they might do in other Mario Kart 8, for example. If you're next to somebody, they might take you out with lots of radius, which is no bueno. Anyway, you also got, see what else was it, when that beach goes, hey, that's funny. I like the Koopa beach level. I like the, what do you call it, Moo Farm was pretty fun too. Same with Luigi Raceway. The only thing is that in some instances they don't have many enemies in there, except for mountain wolves, which are I never experienced because again I never played Super Mario World. I don't remember if they were featured in Super Mario 64. I'm gonna say no. And let's see what else was there. I didn't play DK or DK Country or any of those games. But yeah, I played Peach in that game only. I want to count Super Mario 2 in the USA. And then there was what else was there was Luigi Raceway, Toad's Turnpike, Mario Circuit, Bowser's Castle, Royal Raceway, Wario Stadium, Yoshi's Valley, and I won't miss it one. There was, let me do some more. There was Toad's Turnpike, Royal Raceway. There was oh yeah, I don't know. Royal Raceway, Toad's Turnpike, Yoshi Valley, Mario Circuit, Luigi's Raceway, Bowser's Castle, and with lava and stuff. And then there was Wario Stadium and DK Jungle Raceway. Those were really awesome tracks, and the others were, special ones too, with real characters. And let's see here, that was about it. For my first adventure into Super Mario Kart, it was like a real good experience. Even when I just had people over to play. And then there was the battle mode that was less play with, but it was so fun to pop everyone's balloon and be like a sneaky Peter about it. And it was just a real fun, which would carry over to other modes and other games. Let's see here, I liked whenever you would pick somebody up and they would say, Yahoo! And then they would do more control voices for Bowser, which at this point I believe was played by Fred Jones. Visiting my fan now. The guy that played the animated version of Fred Jones in most of the cartoons. Most of the Scooby-Doo cartoons. I can't think of the name right now, but he does like a bunch of, he does every animal ever in movies and TV shows. And it was pretty fun. There was also, I can't think of the name right now, but anyway. And those are my memory calls before. Were they good? Oh yeah, they were good. This game was freaking awesome. It paved the way for so many things. Apart from Super Mario Kart. The original. I want to say that at this point in the game, literally, what, like, the third, maybe the second or third entry in the franchise. It's like really good. There were a few things to work out, but it was super fun. I like the way, I like the sound effect for the blue shell. You know, that sounds like a homing missile. Like, do, and then pow, right in the kisser. But I like the way that the red shells were, when you launch them, they get really anywhere. I also like the Frappe Snow Level and Coco Canyon too, which had more of a cowboy theme to it. You know, theme song. And it really gave me the craving for Cocoa Puffs, of all things. And I like the way the Frappe Snow Level and the Penguin one were ice levels. They were handled much better than other ice levels with the physics and stuff. And it reminded me a lot of Cocoa Mountain with population of penguins that slid on their bellies during the day. And let's see here, yeah, it was pretty fun. Those physics I can handle. And well, it was just a very fun experience for me. And I thank you for watching my video on my Mario Kart 64 memories. Let me know if you guys have any fun memories of this spectacular game. And it was real fun. I did for my birthday month in June 2025. And it was really fun. This jog down memory lane. And by the way, I would like to say right now that I beat my dad pretty recently in real life kart racing. So I might be on a scooter, I might be partially disabled and all that, but I can still kick his ass. A professional driver for so many years. Anyway, if you guys like what you see here and want to see more of my videos, you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also, you can also contact me for future information on my future things by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. Or you can follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer at PNelsonPro. Also, my email is jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, remember guys, this is a real fun game. guys should definitely try it on, at least once in your life, whether emulation or through buying the actual game machine itself. But so far, myself, the N64 is the oldest system that I have set up right now. So it's very finicky with the power in the back, plug into the wall. So it's kind of iffy as well. I'll do a game for that, but Mario Kart 64 is definitely high up there. I'll do what I can for it. Also, unfortunately, I'm only able to do 100 CCs, which, if you go by that, it's medium difficulty. 50 CCs is regular difficulty. Easy, and medium is 100 CCs. 150 is hard. Maybe if you go 200 CCs, it's very hard. And the special edition is like a mirror mode. Also, you get some very interesting things lines from what Charles mentioned today. Like, he said, "Welcome to Mario Kart. Select a player. Okay." And that kind of thing. It's actually really fun to play, and really fun to hear his voice saying unique lines for just this game. Let's see, select your map. So I love this game. I recommend it to anyone who likes Mario, Nintendo, or just video games in general, racing, more kid-friendly game stuff. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. And I love the theme songs for winning, that nice calming music, and the get ready to go in the first part of the match. The first pre-race game music. Also, the Lakitus do the camera work for you and let work. They also fish you out of the drink when you go in the water, the big water, or off the map. I like this game. It's freaking awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Or you grow like guys in internet land. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao. E vince. Arrivederci.